What will be added in the summer update? This is perhaps the most important TF2 related question that I and a few other people have thought of ever since the announcement of the update being worked on. And now, in case you aren't aware, or maybe have been living under a rock the past few months, basically, earlier this year, I think back in February, there was a blog announcement in Team Fortress 2's website announcing a new upcoming summer update, and it got a lot of people excited, but then it also had some people wondering, well, what could be added in, and is any of the content going to be good? And I'm one of those people that thought of this, and today I'm going to think about just what will be added in there, and think if they're going to be good or not. So yeah, that's kind of what I want to kind of talk about in this video, so let's get over with. And so first we should talk about the stuff that is said on the blog post that will be added in. So it says that they are going to be adding in items, mostly cosmetics, maps, taunts, unusual effects, war paint, and other community contributed fixes for the game. But of course, that's all that's really said, and it's certain that they'll add other stuff in this update as well. And one thing that I feel like should be added in are weapon balances, because, I mean, last time a weapon has ever been balanced was back in 2017 with Jungle Inferno, as we know. So then, it means that all the weapons, like, stats have been the same for, like, 6 years. And, yeah, I'm certain some people must be getting tired of that, and they want to have, some rebalances, make some weapons less annoying. And so, that's kind of what I want. And another reason why they should add, weapon balances is because of, like, in competitive, there are various weapons that are either restricted or just flat out banned depending on what tournament you are playing on. So meaning if you're playing on, let's say, 6v6, as Scout you cannot use the Soda Popper. And that makes sense because, Soda Popper has that hype thing. And so rebalancing some weapons can kind of give the weapons that are restricted a chance to kind of be unrestricted. Of course, in competitive. But of course, in casual games, matchmaking, community servers like Uncletopia, they do not have any, like, weapon restrictions. And I'll present a few weapon balance concepts that I think would make some bad weapons more, usable. And just to clarify, this will only be for scout weapons. You can think of the other classes if you want to, present them in the comments or post them on Twitter if you'd like to. Alright, so now with weapon balances done, I think we'll move on to the next thing that could be possible, and that is new contracts. Now, this one is obvious because there's only like 3 types of contracts that are available right now. So meaning you've got the Pyro contracts, which are available free and involving the new Pyro weapons added in Jungle Inferno. Then you got the Mercenary Park contracts, which you use via a pass. And during the October months, there's Halloween contracts. But then, like, literally, that's all the contracts there are. Just 3, like, campaigns. And then another thing about the contracts is that, well, there are, like, various mods you have installed for TF2. I mean, I have a few. I mean, I have a HUD mod, announcer mod, and, that's probably all I have, really. But yeah, there aren't really any contract mods that I know of. So at least I would like to see those be added in, along with new official Valve contracts. So, would it be a good idea? Now, just to kind of clarify, I won't obviously talk about, like, more obvious stuff, like, I don't know, like bots being removed, because, I mean, that's obvious, because obviously everyone wants that. And also, bots are starting to become, like, less, like, common I mean, at least here in California, I haven't been seeing bots too often in casual matchmaking. Of course, that doesn't necessarily make me want to play casual matchmaking, but if I ever had to, I guess I will. I also won't talk about new weapons being added, because for me at least, thinking about a new weapon concept is kind of tricky at best. I mean, I can only really think of like a new scout primary with 6 rounds, or 6 shots really, but yeah, that's just about all I can think of. So yeah, weapon concepts is kind of tricky for me. But another thing that I will talk about is a better competitive mode. Specifically, a better official Valve competitive. And now, let's obviously be real, the Valve competitive mode, the competitive matchmaking as we know it, is a real letdown. I mean, even after it's got its update in like 2018 or so with like CSGO style ranks, no one still really has ever like played it seriously. I mean, at least a very, very, very small amount of people would ever really do that. Those mostly being newer players that don't know better. And as we know, there's a bunch of reasons why Valve Comp kind of sucks. I mean, I could say a bunch of these, but you've already known. But in case you don't know, I'll link one video on Valve Comp in the pinned comment if you want to watch that. But yeah, all I'm saying is Valve Comp just needs to be improved. I mean, just any way it can. I mean, likely like remove those graphical requirements, or make teams more like balanced to prevent one team from easily destroying the other. And yeah, there's a bunch of ways. I mean, specifically, I don't know what Valve Comp would be if Valve decides improvement, but you know, I'm just saying, just Valve fix it however the way you want to. It doesn't matter. And now, the fourth and final thing I want to talk about that could be added is, well, mainly this focuses on game modes, meaning what I call the ghost game modes. So basically, what I mean by that is mainly modes that kind of like are forgotten. Well, mostly those that are part of the alternative game modes, so meaning stuff like payload race, manpower, a few misc modes like medieval and player destruction. You know, those modes that are not really talked about or played on anymore. At least not that I see people in casual playing those. But I mean, those game modes, well, I mean, you can have more player destruction maps. I mean, there are actually some more player destruction maps during Screaming Fortress events, but at any other time of the year, there's only one map that is player destruction, that being Watergate. So yeah. But I mean, of course, modes like Watergate, or I mean, player destruction are kind of like, you know, the weird modes that aren't talked about. But I want to see like more like official. I want to see more maps added in the summer update that utilize those modes again. And especially now, considering that the maps added in the upcoming summer update would mostly be like permanently added in the map pool, which should be something that happens that we never gotten ever since Jungle Inferno. And this could potentially kind of revive those game modes, like especially you know, modes like Pastime, which are like barely, like I barely know anyone that actually likes Pastime. But I mean, I feel like Pastime has like a lot of potential, and especially that there's only like 3 maps in it. So yeah, adding more maps to Pastime would be a good idea. So yeah, a good thing that honestly Pastime deserves. Yeah, but yeah, that's about all the stuff that I can think of that could be you know, reconned into the upcoming summer update. But of course, not everything would necessarily be added. I mean, that Valve Comp mode might just never be like improved, and sucks for those that play those, but all the others could be most likely possible, especially more Pastime maps. But yeah, overall that's what I think what should be added in the upcoming summer update. And if you found this video informative, be sure to give the video a like, and remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new, if this is the first video you saw by me. and be sure to ring the bell for more videos, and yeah, see ya.